The Valley's been quite busy lately as excitement fills the air for heroes who are finally getting their due. Then we take a look closer at holidays celebrated near and far. After that, we have established businesses and blossoming ones that are gearing up for their spring season. Finally, who could forget about some of our closest and furriest friends? Coming up on In the Valley. Welcome to In the Valley. I'm your host, Natalie Kitchen, here today to talk about everything exciting about the Hudson Valley. First up, he's been justice. He's used shark repellent. He's been sent back in time. He's battled an evil musician voiced by Neil Patrick Harris. And now he's vengeance.
You guys know the slogan, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. That saying is making a return this weekend with the release of the new film starring Robert Pattinson as a Caped Crusader himself. His performance will be watched closely by fans of the DC's fan favorite. In the past, we've seen some of the worst and best acting in any era of the Bat. I reached out to some folks who have rated their best actor to play the Man. Here's what they had to say.
The best actor to play Batman, I'm just gonna go with Christian Bale. My favorite Batman movie is the second Batman movie with him. I forget the name right now, but that's besides the point. I really like that one. I feel like it's a good balance between Bruce and Batman.
I'd have to say, after seeing the recent The Batman, I would say Robert Pattinson. Although I did like Christian Bale very much. I thought he was fantastic in the role, and I liked Ben Affleck for what he brought to how the script was for those movies. But I have to say, Pattinson knocked it out of the park. The movie was fantastic, and I thought he was great in it.
I gotta say, I feel like I'm gonna say Christian Bale, but I really gotta give a shout out to Val Kilmer, because I really thought Val Kilmer was a very good Batman, and I just thought that the material could have been better.
The role for the Bat has taken a lot of different personas, all in their own unique way. Now, some people are going to be expecting something going into the Batman. Initial thoughts to their viewership.
I have very high expectations. It looks dark, it looks, the people in it look good, and I'm trying not to find out too much. I don't want to be spoiled, but I have a pretty good high expectation of this new The Batman.
My expectations are pretty high based on the common attractions. I thought they really captured the look of how Gotham would be in the real world from all the graphic novels I read growing up, and the mystique behind Gotham and the Batman and the whole mythos to it. I thought it captured it fantastic, and I think I'd have to say, and it's not just hype from just seeing it, but the Batman is probably my favorite Batman movie.
My expectations going into it, I'm not sure what to expect, I think it's interesting because in the past he played a vampire, which is sort of similar to a bat, so that's kind of funny, but I saw The Lighthouse recently, and I thought he did a pretty good job in that film, so I think he might be the next Rock.
Wow, I cannot wait to go see this masterpiece. This hype is surreal and promising. I'm about to go see this movie, so for Warwick Valley TV, this is Brendan Rink.
Despite being Batman's newest movie and what some consider the best, he'd had an amazing run in both comics and movies and is well established in pop culture, something that our next hero didn't have until recently.
If I were to ask anyone what their favorite Avenger is, some would say Captain America, Iron Man, Star-Lord, or the most popular Spider-Man. Before the Disney Plus series Hawkeye came out, the character Hawkeye was just another Avenger, and that's it. Fanbase isn't that big, and the same goes for his character up until his new series. So what's the big deal? Why is Hawkeye all of a sudden worth people's attention? Well, allow me to explain. This character goes from a courageous family man to a courageous lone wolf trauma-inflicted family man, and then rises from there within a course of just 6 episodes. With no plot development spoilers involved, the general basis of Hawkeye, the series, is that it takes place after Endgame. Hawkeye has now become scarred after witnessing the death of his close friend, the Black Widow. This in turn has turned him into that lone wolf we see him as in the beginning of the series. In order to overcome these issues, it's going to take more than just action-packed sequences to get the adrenaline pumping. He's going to have to learn to work together with people in order to find peace with himself again. Now, with a general summary of the character and a bit of context to fuel the plot, how does Hawkeye the series overrule the aforementioned series like Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Captain America, and Spider-Man? Well, there's a huge difference. There are many people who have their own reasoning for what makes Hawkeye stand out from the rest of the Avengers.
Hawkeye stands out from all the other Avengers because he's just a normal, average guy who goes around trying to change the world with a bow and arrow. No high tech, no fancy suit, no super soldier serum, just a regular guy. So Hawkeye relates to me the most because he is somebody who goes around and is trying to make a difference in the world by doing what he can and pretty much just being a nice guy and being a hero. I definitely give this show 4.5 stars out of 5, so it was pretty great.
As shown, Mr. Mark and likely millions more seem to have Hawkeye rise up by the tiers as an Avenger. Heck, likely #1 spot for many with how relatable he is to us. Just because there's an underdeveloped character doesn't mean they can't become a fan favorite one day. From WVTV, I'm Liam Kevins.
The most inspiring thing about these heroes is that they still are human, despite their improbable strength and impossible feats. Their humanity grounds them and connects them to us. After all, heroes have families, friends, fears. They even celebrate holidays that we celebrate. Holidays that we'll dive into right after this break.
In the heart of Warwick Village, Taco Hombre is sure to never disappoint those looking for a fresh, fast, and friendly dining experience. It all started from a desire to bring the California surf and snowboard vibe and delicious taco stands right here to the town of Warwick. Nothing is better than house-made food assembled right in front of you, assuring that you have full control and knowledge of what you and your family are eating. With options for restricted diets and allergies, you're sure to find something for yourself and everyone you're feeding. With online ordering and pickup, in-person ordering with seating options, and even a broad catering menu, Taco Hombre is a safe, flexible environment where your needs are sure to be met. Here at Taco Hombre, we are the only quick-service Mexican restaurant in town that's perfect for busy families, kids, and teens. Whether you're looking for the perfect bite to eat, a friendly environment, or even to apply for work, Taco Hombre is the place to be.
Welcome back to In the Valley. Our first holiday celebrates one of America's oldest ethnicities. There's known for inferior lettuce, bland potatoes, some really good bread, and a magical green imp.
As March is upon us, it brings a certain Irish holiday we hold dear. This is of course St. Patrick's Day, and many fine people have taken time to set up a parade to celebrate this wonderful day, with the Grand Marshal Thomas Mulcahy helping to explain why we should care.
Well, I think it's very important to carry on the Irish tradition. You know, I was born and raised in Ireland, and St. Patrick's Day was a huge day for us in Ireland, so I think it's very, very important for us to carry on the tradition and to teach our kids and our grandkids what it is to be part Irish.
The Irish spirit was strong that day, thanks to the lively parade, with fire trucks and the Greenwood Lakes Police Department marching along, as well as the marching bands and women's groups.
It's important to celebrate St. Patrick's Day because it's important to celebrate Irish culture and Irish American culture, which really has done so much for this country. And we can't forget the people that came before us and what helped us get to where we are today. And that's why it's important to be out here.
Irish culture is a very important aspect to not just St. Patrick's Day, but to the entire area of New York. Since the mass immigration from Ireland many years ago, many native Irish families have spread across here.
I'm here to celebrate my Irish heritage. My great-grandfather came over from Ireland, so we've been celebrating our St. Paddy's Day parade. I'm the baby of 7 sons, so my father in the transit was celebrating St. Paddy's Day from 1962, at New York City St. Paddy's Day parade. So I just try to carry on the tradition of celebrating our Irish heritage.
I'm here to celebrate Irish heritage. My father, he is very, very Irish. He was actually part of the parade committee. And last year when I came here was like the first time I came to the Greenwich Lake Parade. And I actually found myself marching in it. I wore a very different outfit compared to this one, but overall it's pretty fun, and I think it's very important to know your roots, know your heritage, and I'm glad to be Irish.
These communities come and bond together as Irish and Irish Americans, which is why there were so many Native families here to celebrate.
We're here today to celebrate being Irish. My great-grandmother came right off the boat from Ireland, so we're here celebrating our heritage today. And we just moved to the area at Greenwich Lake, so this is awesome. It's a great day for us.
I'm here mostly because of my heritage. I'm 100% Irish, and I'm named after St. Patrick, so it's a big holiday for us and our family. It's actually my favorite holiday. I love spending it with my family. We listen to Irish music, going to Mass, and just spending time together. And the parade being in Greenwood Lake is great because it's my hometown, and I love being here and love seeing everyone march and having the traditions, so it's great.
Irish culture here is as strong as ever and will continue to grow stronger as the years go by. As someone who is mostly Irish, I'm definitely looking forward to next year's parade. For Warwick Valley High School, this is Jerry Mulqueen.
St. Patrick's Day is one of the most celebrated holidays here in America. Pubs are abuzz and parades are thrown across the country. However, there are other groups of people who are lacking the level of celebration, a group who deserves it.
On March 8th every year, the globe celebrates International Women's Day, a day that celebrates cultural, political, and overall achievements of women. The holiday is a really big event in most European countries, and while it tends to be a time where women are gifted flowers, the holiday itself has a large amount of history behind it, and is treasured by those who celebrate it.
Internationally, it was a women's movement, right? It was the women's emancipation, involvement in politics, involvement in so much more than what they were. They weren't just a member of the household. But later on, International Women's Day was recognized. It started to pick up quite a bit more. The memories that I have are actually really nice.
Just like most largely celebrated holidays, history dictates the traditions that follow it. For example, the colors that women wear while either celebrating what women have achieved or coming together to raise awareness of what still needs to be done, each have their own meanings. Purple signifies justice and dignity, green symbolizes hope, and white represents purity. But these holiday traditions have not transferred to America on the same scale as Europe. That beckons the question, how do other countries celebrate?
The way of life, the quality of life is far different and perhaps even better in Spanish-speaking countries. Spain specifically, they have holidays throughout the year. School is closed, businesses are shut down for the day, 2 days, 7 days.
The national holiday is a pretty big deal. In China, many women are given half a day off of work on March 8th. In Italy, women are traditionally given bunches of yellow mimosas, the chosen symbol of International Women's Day in this country, also seen to symbolize female strength. Or how in London, over 3 days, speakers, activists, and performers come together to tackle the issues facing women globally. International Women's Day is not an official holiday in the United States, but should be celebrated.
Absolutely. I believe it's important for us to appreciate the little things that go neglected, like the issues with sexism and just being undermined. And days like this, it's important to be like, hey, we've come really far.
Yeah, I think we should celebrate unique holidays to different cultures. I mean, America's always been the melting pot of the globe, so
maybe next March 8th, you buy some flowers for any woman in your life that you care about, whether it be a teacher, your mom, or your best friend. I'm sure they would appreciate it. For WVTV, I'm Riley Kupo, back to the studio.
International Women's Day means a lot, not to just some countries, but to some businesses, as flower sales double around the holiday. Similarly, businesses in Warwick also anticipate a boom as we head into warmer weather. More on that after the break.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
There it is. Keep going with it. Leo!
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
Welcome back to In the Valley. The weather is finally starting to warm up again, and although the summer heat is still far away, there is a restaurant that captures its essence and is open year-round.
When you come to Double S Smokehouse, there's a huge variety of meals that you can select from their menu that comes from our passion to serve the best barbecue entries with the help of their great staff.
Yeah, my favorite meals at Double S is the cheeseburgers, and we also like the grilled chicken dinners. Is really good.
My favorite meal here at Double S is the half a rack of ribs, because I can't eat the full rack. It's too much.
The moment you walk into the restaurant, you will feel an atmosphere that will make everyone feel at home. If you don't get lured in by the smell of their food, you will definitely get greeted when you walk in the front door.
We were new to the town and had never been here before, so we wanted to check it out. We like barbecue food, so saw this place and thought we'd drop by.
The reason why I come to Double S is they have awesome food and the environment's really cool.
From the wooden rub used for cooking the food, it is an art that is made just right. Double S Smokehouse provides themselves on their ability to make barbecue meals that are a reflection of who they are.
Well, simple. There's a giant smoker, and I take the wood, all by myself, by the way. I take the wood, and I throw it into the fire compartment, turn the fire on, and then the smoke from that wood imparts beautiful, delicious, woody flavors onto my meat, and which I sell to you.
If this is your first time coming to Double S Smokehouse, there is no need to worry. There is something here for everybody.
I would say we're really family oriented. Like, I would consider everyone that works here my second family.
Double S Smokehouse is like a very nice countryside, at-home vibe to it, with indoor and outdoor seating with a beautiful patio, delicious food, and a great staff.
It's a very inviting environment, and it's very picturesque. It's the kind of place you want to come back to.
If the appetizing barbecue food from Double S Smokehouse isn't enough to get you to come on down, they have many more options that you can choose from.
So the one thing that everybody should know coming here for the first time is that all of our meats are prepared on the premises with a dry rub, and they're smoked here, and we have 4 homemade sauces on the side, so you personalize it yourself.
If you are looking for the best experience here at Double S Smokehouse, your time to enjoy their meals is any time of the year, no matter who you are or where you're from.
Yes, we do better in the summer, business-wise, than we do in the winter. But during August, it slows down because of vacation, people going to college.
We do good in the summer, but we do better in fall because it's apple season.
From the chef that makes the dish to the waiters and waitresses that deliver to you, so come on down to have a great time where you will find that we have nothing to hide. Their sauces are on the side. For WVTV, I'm Gregory Saucedo.
Summer is such a memorable time, especially with all the free time we have. You get to spend time driving around with friends, with music blasting and the windows down, but before your car can be the place for so many memories, it should be looking its best.
Local high school student John Otero has always enjoyed washing his friends' and family's cars. Now, he has made his own detailing business at the age of 17.
My passion for detailing began by washing my dad's car on the weekend, and then I moved on from neighbors, friends, family, and it just grew from there.
With years of experience, John shares with us how he got his perfect car wash.
It didn't take a long time to perfect detailing, but it did take a long time to experiment with different products and chemicals. I believe getting your car professionally detailed is much better than going to the car wash, because with a professional detail, You won't strip down any of your car's clear coat and you won't damage the paint long term.
John has made it his priority to perfect every customer's vehicle.
Customers can trust me with their car because I do a great job every time, and they know that, and I can pinpoint all the specific little things that an automated car wash can't do.
For WVTV, I'm Kaylin Ackerman.
Some may see cars as an extension of themselves, so of course they would want to keep it in the best shape possible, but some prefer their close companions to be something slightly more alive. We're going to focus on that right after this break.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this like deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day. He's an incredible companion and my best friend.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool.
When I retired from the Navy, I found myself on a void in my life that had been filled by the people that I served with. Tommy really brought an important factor to my life. I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Welcome back to In the Valley. Around 90 million families in America own a pet. It's great that all of these families have homes, animals have homes, but it's also important to remember that the ones without a family to belong to are just as deserving of love.
College basketball fans across the nation rejoice as the calendar has officially switched over to March. With that being said, we unfortunately are still over a week away from the start of the NCAA tournament. However, that does not mean you can't get in on some of the madness early. March Madness is an annual fundraiser where shelters from across the nation compete to raise the most money. It directly mirrors the format of the NCAA tournament. Two shelters go head-to-head, and whoever raises the most money in 48 hours wins and moves on to the next round. The Warwick Valley Humane Society entered the tournament for the first time this year. They opened with a decisive victory over a Michigan shelter before running into the tournament's reigning champions. Warwick unfortunately fell in the second round, but the community's efforts were not in vain. Over $2,000 were raised. This money will be put to good use.
We are currently in the process of a renovation and doing a brand new shelter at our old location. So right now this is a temporary location where we house our cats. And our dogs are at a location in Monroe, so we're really trying to raise all the money to finish out all the other things that we need for the shelter to be built.
This new shelter will positively impact the lives of all animals who are taken in by the Humane Society. Construction is currently underway, and the building hopefully will be ready soon. The Humane Society will look to improve upon their performance next year when they re-enter the tournament. For the shelters remaining, let the madness ensue. This is March.
It's easy to disassociate the animals that are in shelters from the ones that belong to people you know. Some may see them as entirely different creatures, but it's important to remind ourselves how much an animal's life and personality can improve with a loving home and family.
This is my dog, Frankie. I got her 3.5 years ago, and she's my best friend. She's about 10 years old, although I'm not sure exactly. I've wanted a dog since I was little, and I was so happy when we adopted her. On Wednesday, we had fun walking in the snow. The snowflakes look exceptionally beautiful against her black fur. I would recommend getting a dog if you have the time and resources, because there are a lot of dogs in shelters that need homes, and they are a source of unconditional love.
Well, there is certainly a reason why dogs are called man's best friends. That's all we have today for In the Valley. Once again, I've been your host, Natalie Kitchen. Thank you for watching.
There have always been homeless animals as long as we've had pets. More and more animals are killed or abandoned every year. However, organizations exist, such as the Warwick Valley Humane Society, which strive to end this. The Warwick Valley Humane Society is dedicated to improving the lives of these animals. They have programs to rescue animals and provide them with new homes or to return them to their original owners. While strongly encouraged, this isn't the only way that you can help. The Humane Society is currently raising money to build a new shelter. Even if you can't adopt an animal yourself, please consider donating. Any donation, no matter how small, will aid in the construction of a new, adequate shelter for these animals. You can visit wvhumane.org to make your donation or to adopt an animal in need.